Welcome back. All right, so we got one game done. Got 7 more to go for today. There was supposed to be 9 games today, but one of them was postponed. So, a game that was not postponed, Buffalo at home against Detroit. And there's one thing that occurs to me is the NHL is delaying games because of fan restrictions on the northern side of the border. There's no way Buffalo's turning a profit this year. There's just, unless there's a lot of paid attendance and people aren't showing up, there's just no way. So it's Nedeljkovic against Dell in this one. So it's weird too because you have Ned, but you could call him Dell. And you have Dell versus Dell. Anyway. Early Sabres control, but no shots. That would be a theme. It felt like it was more of a feature than a bug in this game. First 5 minutes, a lot of no shots taking place. There wasn't a really prime scoring opportunity in the first 5 minutes of this game. More Bills gear than Sabres gear in the crowd, and I totally get it. The Bills right now look pretty good. Huge playoff win for them. The Sabres, they're going to saber. They're not going to make the playoffs for the 11th straight year. Don't tell them what to do. They're going to keep missing the playoffs. Shots are 2-1 for the Wings at 7 minutes. If you missed this game, are you regretting it yet? Because, boy, I tell you, basically the best time to tune into this game would have been right about here. All right, so Larkin has a chance that's saved and held. Jokiharju opens the scoring from Dahlin and Skinner at 9:56. So it's 1-0 Buffalo. And you kind of get the feeling this is the kind of game Buffalo wanted. Have it like everybody's skating in oatmeal. Have the play along the boards. No scoring opportunities. Just keep it all in the muck, right? Wings pressed for an answer. Nemesnikov was denied. Dell was sharp to that point in the game. Power play then for the Wings wasn't very good. A lot of scrambled play. If you didn't count the players on the ice, I don't know that you would have been able to tell that was a power play either. No shots during that. There were some emotions with 3:01 left, so that means the Sabres get a power play. So it was a slash by Ernie there. Skinner has a shot that's saved and held, and then he has a really good one that was saved as well. So Skinner looked good in the first period. Olofsson has a shot that deflects wide. That power play is killed off. Very little room for the Wings through 20 minutes in this game. Isn't that right, Jet? Very little room for the Wings through 20 minutes in this game. 22 shots in the first period the last time Detroit played Buffalo, which was a couple days ago. They had 4 today. The scoring chances, 3-1 in favor of Buffalo. So again, it felt like Buffalo was playing the game they wanted to, and it continued that way in the second. Suter had a net feed blocked. He then had a rush chance that was saved. Thompson then has a chance the other way. That was saved as well. Wings press. And again, it's the same thing. The pressure might have been there a little bit, but there weren't any shots out of it. It gets taken out. The Sabres scored, but it was pretty obvious it was offside, where Mickey Redmond and Ken Daniels that aren't even there in person, they're basically calling it remotely, they could see with their naked eye that the play was offside. So, yeah, that doesn't count. And that was the thing. That was something that happened. There was a goal, and then it was called back. So, there you go. Thompson has a shot deflect out. There were 11 shots in the first half of that period. Spoiler alert, there were six shots in the second half of that period. Man, yeah, it was a better flow for that first half, but there wasn't any sustained pressure. You know, the kind of pressure that you normally see in a hockey game where you're getting a little nervous about if your team is with or without the puck. Nerves are different either way, but there wasn't a lot of that. Dell saves a Bertuzzi chance. Leddy then can't bury one. There was a post for Lindstrom. Net feed to Raymond. That was defended. Dell covers. With 12.2 seconds left, finally we start seeing that emotion. We see the pushing and shoving going on. We finally see something happening in this where, you know, the players seem to be really emotionally into it. We get 4-on-4 play after that. And so that rolls over into the third, and it feels like that gives the game a little bit of energy. So Nedeljkovic covers early. Some more scrambly play taking place at this point. Olofsson with a break. Nedeljkovic saves on that. Sabres press, but they handed the puck back to the Wings. And this is where the Sabres start to kind of fall apart a little bit. And I agreed with Mickey too. He made a statement about how the Wings hadn't been able to go end to end, that they might get the puck in their own zone, but they're getting knocked off of that puck at the Sabres blue line. They're not getting beyond that blue line. They're not getting that prolonged zone time you need, right? Both teams turning it over again. The Sabres would press at 5 minutes. Fabbri had a rush chance that was saved. Fabbri had a very good third period. Dell robbed Suter. Cousins had a net drive that was defended. Fabry with a rush chance that was saved. The Wings then press, but Buffalo makes it 2-0. Skinner from Thompson at 9:21. And he spun it around. He spins around, top corner, really, really nice goal. And I thought, all right, so Buffalo's going to win. I was wrong. Buffalo's going to win. So it's challenged for goalie interference, which I thought was, I mean, there's contact there, but the puck's there. And so Wes McCauley looks at it and decides that's not goalie interference, so that's a penalty, right? So I'm thinking, all right, it's 2-0. Buffalo's got a power play. There's 10 and a half minutes left in this game. It's done. Wrong. Shorthanded goal, it's Nemesnikov from Sider and Bertuzzi at 10:21. So Detroit, a team that doesn't score shorthanded until a couple games ago, now they're making it look like that's part of their game. So Nemesnikov gets that one. The Wings killed the rest off, and the momentum had definitely shifted. Larkin would score from Fabry at 13:28 to tie it, and he drilled it. He was coming off the bench and just leaned into it, and so that tied up the game. The Wings then pressed for the lead. In the last minute, the Wings still looking for the lead, and Veleno almost wins it before we go to overtime. But we need overtime because, and the funny thing is, I was worried after the second period this would be like 1-1 going into overtime and it wouldn't be exciting. But yeah, Detroit really started to make this exciting, which showed why Buffalo was playing that defensive style and trying to just keep the life out of the game. Even though, and the announcers kept talking about there not being enough life in the building because of the lack of attendance, which it got discussed quite a bit during that game. Overtime, Wings control on the faceoff. They won over 70% of the faceoffs in this game. The issue was really controlling it after they won that faceoff. Raymond tries a wraparound, that wouldn't go. Fabry has a chance that was saved and held. Next Fabry chance was kicked out, but the Red Wings just kept at it. And at 2:07 of the overtime, they win. Larkin gets the goal from Leddy. So Larkin with a couple of goals. It's a 3-2 overtime win for Detroit. They go to 18, 17, and 5 with the win, and they'll be sad they don't get to see the Sabres again. The Sabres, and yeah, I used the Buffa slug. This is actually a magnet I got a long time ago. I'm not sure if I've used it in a video before, actually. But 11, 20, and 7 for Buffalo now, so pretty rough season for them overall. The shots in this one, 7-6 Buffalo in the first, 9-8 Detroit in the second, and then 16-13 in the third period in favor of Detroit. 29 shots in the third period. In the overtime, Detroit gets 4 shots. So the final shots are 35-28 for Detroit. Buffalo had no shots in the overtime. Power plays, Detroit 0 for 1, Buffalo 0 for 2. The hits were 10-9 Buffalo. It's not an overly physical game. Nedeljkovic, 26 saves on 28 shots. Aaron Dell had 32 saves on 35 shots. Both goalies, I thought, played quite well. And in the end, we survived. There's 7 more games to go for today, and it's done. And it's one of those games that for the fans that were there, honestly, if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan and you're going to every game right now, I salute you for going out and supporting the team and being there, because this has to be rough to watch. It has to be rough to watch in person. So I do get it, and the lack of attendance was showing up before we got into the pause, before the 2020 pause. We were starting to see Buffalo fans saying, I'm not supporting this team, I'm done. That there was just too many years of failure. And I think that's what we're seeing now with Buffalo. The fans are just kind of tuned out. And these results, their record, won't necessarily change that, but I'll be here to report on their games as they happen. And again, to season ticket holders and people who go to see their games regularly, kudos. I think that's a sign of a good fan. And although I will say, I do understand again why people are saying I'm not giving this team my money. I get both sides of it. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.